help her calm down a little. So you gave her the candy, Sakura? I found a big box in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. That's not looking good for Hina. It's not looking good at all for Hina. There's a blood stain on the floor of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? I think there's a hidden trap in this room, to be completely honest. Oh, there's something over here. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loves her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, the protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab was finding the health stuff. So she must have gotten it from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is it?
Hey.
You see what's scattered across the can? Shreds of blue glass. That must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. Feels like it's become an important clue. So here's the thing. If she had broken the glass and it was already sitting there, then it would have been on top of it. Why is it under the can? I'm not sure I see how. It's obvious. The glass is under the can. So somehow she broke the glass and the can got on top of the glass that was broken.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. It's not even trying how much he despises me. Here go before he crushes my soul completely. I should look at her. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward on this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to her head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she's also vomiting blood. And I can see traces of blood in her lip for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file says she definitely hadn't suffered any injuries. Maybe she getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Yakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have laid on the most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood has to be connected to why she died.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Yakuya Toyohiro has to be one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Mikoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where. Right here in this rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma fell, she died right out on that. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's simply impossible not to ever regret saying no. But the fact that she asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet with her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note in that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by the monster? So you didn't go see her. Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I didn't see Sakura today at all. You said you didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how would the killer be able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. Would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
Hey.
She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get that? Yeah.
Certainly.
Alright, I'm missing a clue somewhere. Oh, the chair! The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything specific to do with it. This door is the only way in and out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only noticeable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined the body, both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or the chair being tampered with, anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked room from inside, not from outside. I kind of am getting a theory, but I actually am having a little bit of a confusion with this one. I'm not sure. I don't think the clock has anything to do with it. Oh, there's stuff over here. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelves. And inside each of the bottles is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm worried is, how do they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat's placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. The Monokuma bottle, if you will. Huh. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground, the red shards of glass, was probably started out as the bottle. It would mean Sakura must have been hit with the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Huh? The locker's open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locker room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have been hiding in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what is this handprint mean?
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't
Listen to me.
leave. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, so there's a few things I want to look at. These other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Oh, the game's gonna force me to talk to them first. So first we have Crazy Psycho Lady. Yakuya's there. Ando's dead. Kyotakusa is dead. Kyoko is there. I'm there. Sakura. Junko. Toka. Press the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Who's there? It's the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, so slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You just said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yakuya already told me she asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept the fact. If they're good enough, then I'll go back into my room. That Toko quickly retreated. Because I count, it's been hung on to the... So now, all there is happy-go-lucky man. I miss Chihiro. Aioi is sad. She's watching over the room. Leon is dead. I miss him too. Yashihiro, and then... For a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me yourself that she asked Bikuya and Toko to come too. Well, when did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But she didn't write you a note? Yeah, no, she gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. Gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura. No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. I was feeling around his pockets. Oh, sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. Big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pockets. Huh? Ugh. Ah! Quick as a wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I found to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me either, but I never went. So, well, if you excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slapped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. I mean, come on. Not looking good for Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look around the actual crime scene, but on top of that, maybe I should check more about the protein can we found on the floor. I'm sure it must have come with the chem lab. So where should I start? So this is not looking good for him. One, he dropped the candy, so that's a really, really big clue. That's a raging clue. It's really not looking good for him. Like, at all. He's looking really suspicious. I'm going to the nurse's office. Maybe there was something in there. I don't remember. The room's back to how it was before. This is what Monokuma's doing. Garbage can again. A trash can. The room and everything are back to normal. Monokuma must have done it. I don't think there's anything useful in here. Oh, these just must be from the murder that was done in here. Okay. So I'm already suspicious of fucking that guy getting the murder away. For obvious reasons. That's what I kind of don't like, is the game makes it a little... This one's a little obvious. Based on what I saw from the other games, it was definitely not as obvious. That, like, these big clues were happening. But that one was just kind of like... Okay. Like, if they had talked about the candy after it, and forced me to kind of piece it by piece as it was going, then it would be interesting. But obviously that's not what happened. And it's really tough to... So I talked to the others. We don't have a reason to go to the art room or the lab, right? Nothing happened in those. I've got to go upstairs. Because we talked about the chem lab, but I forgot what the other place was. I don't think the music room. I don't think that was a big deal. The chem lab. There we go. Oh, Yakuya's here. What? Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't go over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Yeah, it looks like 3 shelves have been connected together, making one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's spilling all over the floor of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step on it. That's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is where all the powder came from. Looks like the bottle with the label on it. Chemic C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So in
That's
other
right.
words,
It could have only been around the time of the incident. And it really is what happened. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of powder. So on this shelf is B. It's like a bunch of chemicals. I have no idea what they are. The reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived with such ignorance for so long? It must be truly bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suit you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All these containers are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelf until section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary, in which case I don't have to worry about much. I think it was A. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are chemicals, all kinds of dietary supplements, and different medications. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf.